In this video, I'm going to take you on a journey with me, and this journey might not be a pleasant journey. It might be traumatizing you at least 50% of the way it traumatized me. This story is the reason why I will never go to a person's house and have a sleepover ever again. You might be wondering, who even are you? Because this channel literally has no subscribers. Unless you're a person I just shared this video with to watch it and have a laugh. Thank you for laughing about my bad luck, but okay. I am Sarah, and I'm just a random girl. I am a normal girl from southern Italy, and that is where the story takes place. So it was 2017, so I think I was about 13 years old, maybe 14, and I was just joining random group chats. I used to do that a lot, even when I was like 11, 12. I was joining mainly One Direction group chats because I'm a Directioner too. Basically, I started joining group chats also for like people that were around like my zone, so like the province in which I lived in, and yeah, I was just meeting people, and I would never hang out in person with these people obviously, but I would just have a chat and whatever. I met this girl that was born the day after mine, and that was so cool because, like, you know, you don't meet every day someone that's almost a twin, because she was born like in the same year as me, just one day after my birthday, and that was super cool. We started texting in private chat, and it was so like cool to have a friend like her. Like, she was so funny. We were like always having a laugh about something. We were spending hours on the phone, and it was so cool to have a friend, and especially have a friend that was living close to me, because I only had long distance friends because I was like in One Direction group chats, so like there were girls from all over Italy, all over the world. So one day I tell her, well, you just live like 40 minutes away, why don't you grab like a bus and come to my city? Because she lived on like the mountains, and it was summer. Remember this detail, it was summer, so it was super hot. So I was like, why don't you come over in my city, and my city has the sea, so we can go to the beach together or just hang out together. And she's like, oh my god, yes, that's such a great idea. And at this point I was calling with her basically every single day, and I also met her dad, not like face to face. We never FaceTimed. On the phone, her dad sometimes would like jump in and say, hi Sarah, and like we would joke around also with him. He was super fun. Yeah, remembered that too. Eventually we meet up, and I was so excited to meet her. I was like, oh my god, like my best friend, because she was like my best friend at this point. We're gonna call her Jennifer. Obviously Jennifer is not her real name, but I don't want her name to go around because this can like ruin her reputation. So that day we meet. I was so excited to see her because I didn't have a lot of friends. I had a couple friends in another city I lived in, and it was just not like the same vibe. She was like a real bestie. So she comes down the bus, I run towards her, I hug her so tight, and I noticed that she had really bad armpit smell, but I didn't think much of it because I personally at that age, I was also like always smelling. Like I could sweat like for 2 minutes and I was smelling like crazy. So yeah, that's understandable at that age. Like we were 14, so like puberty, whatever. Like, and also it was super hot, like it was summer. She was on the bus, so I didn't think much of it. It's normal. It happened to me all the time. If anything, it made me feel seen, because it was like, oh, okay, so I'm not like the only girl that smells bad. So okay, we hang out that day. I don't remember what happened, to be honest, but what I remember is that I had a lot of fun with her. So fast forward months later, no, actually not months later, it was like a couple weeks later, my ex-boyfriends, like my boyfriends at the time, mom, she was in the hospital for a surgery. Nothing serious, like she had quick surgery, whatever. But I went to the hospital that is in her city, because like in the city where I was in, the hospital really sucks. So I went to the hospital that was in her city. So my ex-boyfriend's mom goes there to have the surgery, and I think she had to spend a couple of nights in the hospital for the surgery, but I don't remember. And so we went to like visit her there. It was in the same city, and she didn't live so far from it. So I was like texting her, I'm like, why don't we meet up? And she's like, oh my god, yeah, and why don't you sleep over? And I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. That's the worst decision I've ever made in my life. And now is where the story starts. So I tell my ex-boyfriend, I tell his mom and everybody, and I text my mom, I tell her I'm gonna sleep over at Jennifer's house. So then I was hanging out with Jennifer, and Jennifer was on a call with her dad, and she asked her dad, can Sarah sleep over? And her dad was like, yeah, okay. She said, what's for dinner? And he said gâteau. So for those who don't know, gâteau is like this, I think it's French because the name is French. There's this French dish that has like potatoes. I'm gonna put some images, and my aunt makes the best gâteau. So I was like, oh my God, that's literally my favorite thing. I should have never said that. He was like, oh my God, really? Okay, so we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I'm like, okay, so fun, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
At that point, I was hanging out with her. I was walking around. She made me see the city because I think I had never seen that city before. Like, I had been there for the hospital, but I've never like gone around the city. We were walking around, whatever, and then she was like, hey, why don't we go and meet up with my mom? And I'm like, okay. So we went where her mom worked, and something I noticed about her mom is that she was like kind of careless. Like, she didn't really care about what we were saying, what we were doing, but I didn't think much of it because at the end of the day she was working. So plus I don't really care. Like, in hindsight, like if I could go back with like the same mentality that I have now, I would have probably analyzed the situation a lot more deeply, but I was just 14. I was like hanging around. I just wanted to have fun. I was like telling Jennifer, oh, we're gonna have so much fun, we can do this, we can watch movies, we can stay up late, we can talk and gossip, I'm gonna tell you so many things, you know, stuff like that girls do. And then we meet up with Jennifer's sister, which we're gonna call Angela. So Angela was a lot younger than Jennifer, and well, not a lot younger, she's like 4 years younger. So at that time she was like 9 or 10, and honestly she was like one of those annoying 10-year-olds that she's like trying to be in the center of the attention, and you're just trying to hang out with the older sister, not the younger sister. And I was like already finding her kind of annoying, but that's fine because like at the end of the day she was just a kid. Fast forward maybe 1 or 2 hours later, Jennifer's like, let's go in my house. And I'm like, okay. She said, I just want to change because then we're gonna go and like hang out, and like I just want to change. I said, okay, sure. We go and we walked there, and there was like this building, and she's like, I live at the like last floor. Let's say it was like maybe 4 or 5 floors, and she has no elevator. So I'm like, okay, let's climb the stairs. And we get into the building and we start going up the flights of stairs, and there's like this smell that's coming, and I'm like, oh my God, what's that smell? And she's like, what smell? I was like, okay. And I didn't think that it was from her house, but I was like kind of weirded out that she didn't smell it too, because like it was a really bad smell. It's one of those smells that like when you breathe in, it like stops your nostrils. It's like heavy smell. We got onto the second floor, it was really smelly. We get onto the like third floor, and it was getting smellier and smellier, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's like in front of her house, like the person that lives across her house, that's probably where the smell is coming from. And the thing is that it just kept smelling so bad until we got in front of her door. And I've never smelled like rotten food or anything, but I think that's what it was. Like it was like a rotten smell. And a lot of times when I tell this story, people say it's actually like mold smell, which worries me because like, did I smell like black mold and I have like black mold in my body and in my system? So we get into the house, and her dad, which I never saw his face, mind you, comes and like greets me, and he smiles, and he's like, I would say like 6 feet tall, like even more actually, and he was kind of like Santa Claus like body shape, and maybe a little skinnier, maybe a little more muscular. And when he smiled, he only had 2 teeth in his mouth, and that was not what I was expecting. Her dad was ex-police officer. He was always like making jokes and he sounded very young, but this is not who it was. His face was actually young, like he was maybe 60, and like his face was not like wrinkly or anything, but like he was very tall and like big, but not like fat big, but like in his body he was very present, and I did not expect him not to have teeth. And he had all hair, like all his hair, white hair, like very, he could have been an attractive older man, but he had no teeth in his mouth. And he said, "Oh my god, Sarah, so nice to meet you, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh my god, hi." And the smell was like killing me. I entered the house, I look around, there was a kitchen right on the left that was completely unplugged, not used. I don't know why. It was also like a really nice kitchen, and on top of the kitchen, like the ceiling was completely black from mold. How can you live in this condition with like 2 daughters? And like from what I knew, there was also an older brother, which we're gonna talk about too. I was like, where am I? And the only thought that was on my mind was, I have to sleep here. Like I have to sleep in this house. And that was not even it. I turn around and I see where the kitchen is, and it's like this place that I had to like kind of crouch to enter, and it was a very small place, very dark, and there was this pot full of water from pasta that was sitting there. Like the pasta was in the water and it was just getting like all mushy, and it was disgusting. The smell was terrible, especially in there, probably from rotten food. So I'm like, oh my god, I have to sleep here. I can't believe it. The only thing that I could say at that point was like, let's go outside. And we went out in the balcony. On the left, there was the all the bins from like the recycling thing, like for the waste, and there was this bucket of like for the organic type of thing. Like I don't know what the name is in English. It was full of flies, and that was where the smell was coming from. But I like the whole house smelled bad, but this bin was like the one that like that trash was like disgusting. But that's not like the worst part. The worst part of this place was the couch outside. There was a couch in the sun, under rain, under like storms, under the sun, everything, and it was also full of flies, and there was a huge hole in it that was probably like eaten by something, I don't know what. Probably there was like mice in there too, I don't know. I kept walking. Luckily she had like a huge balcony because she was on the last floor, so it was like a terrace, and I kept walking and walking until I reached the end of the balcony. I was like, oh, there was no smell, but every time a little wind would pass by, there was a lot of smell. So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so what are we gonna do tonight? And she's like, oh yeah, let me go change, come with me, I'll show you the bedroom. I'm like, oh my god, that's the place I need to sleep in. I go in the house and the smell is like terrible again. Like that couch freaked me out so much. In the house there was like 2 armchairs and 1 couch, but they were not in that like terrible conditions. We go into the bedroom and I only see 1 bed, and I'm like, where are we sleeping? Because like obviously that bed was her sister's. Mind you, that bed did not have a sheet or anything, like it was just a mattress. And when I looked at the walls, there was like handwriting everywhere. Like they were like drawing from a kid, right? And then her sister comes in and she's like drawing on the wall. I'm like, why is she doing that? And Jennifer was like, oh no, actually, like she just does that. I'm like, but my mom would kill me if I did that. Like, what? So she changes, she takes off her shirt and she throws it under the wardrobe, like the closet type of thing. It was like one of those wardrobes that you just put like near the wall. She put it behind it. I'm like, why are you doing that? And she's like, what? And like everything was normal to her. And she's like, no, it's okay, I'll just wash it later. I'm like, okay. And then she opens her closet and there's everything is at the bottom of the closet. Like everything is like in this bags and like the like worst, like it's just the worst conditions I've seen seen two teenagers living, right? There were like school books in the bottom of the closet. Like nothing was actually hanging in the closet like it should be. And the only thought that would come to my mind is I have to live here. Obviously, this is a really terrible situation for like teenagers to live in. I'm obviously not judging Jennifer, Angela. I'm judging mostly the parents, because how can you think that your daughters and like children and anyone can, like even you, how can you think you can live in these conditions? Probably like the mess and like the drawing on the walls are not like the worst case, like the worst thing that you can see, but definitely shows that there's completely neglecting behavior, and it's just, in my opinion, it's just unacceptable from parents. Like they could do a whole like lot of a better job. Especially her dad was not working because he was retired, so he could not, I'm not saying he should take care of the house, but at least make sure that someone is taking care of the house, because like he could be a little older, so maybe he's more tired, whatever, but you can definitely do something to make the conditions more livable, like hire someone or teach your daughters how to do it. Like I don't know, it's just not the way I would want anybody, like parents, family, friends, whomever, to like see their own house, you know? So the only thought I had at this point was I need to sleep here tonight. Mind you, I come from a completely different like background. Like my mom is literally OCD, and she like literally everybody knows her because she's clean and tidy and is like a freak about it. And so I was obviously used to living in a situation in which my house is like you can eat off the ground and it would be clean. It's just not the way this house was, and my mom really takes care of the house and it's always tidy, always clean, even though she works like 24/7. And if she cannot do it, then she tells me and my sister to do it. And we didn't grow up with like our dad in the house, so that's why she wouldn't tell my dad to, otherwise she would also tell my dad to. Anyway, so at this point I knew two things. One is that I was going to find a way not to sleep there, and two, I knew that I had to find a way to have dinner. I did not have any money with me because I did not plan this stay over, so I could not buy myself dinner. Plus I remembered the sentence that I told Jennifer's dad that was, oh my god, that's my favorite food ever. I was gonna eat gâteau there. So Jennifer and I, in the meantime, we decided to obviously go out, and we together we did what teenagers sometimes do, and I don't think that's correct. I don't think I can even say it on YouTube, but we did some gardening. If you know, you know. So we did some gardening, and obviously it made us very, very hungry. And I was like, Jennifer, I'm so hungry, we need to eat something. And she's like, yeah, we need to go at my place and we're gonna have some gâteau. I'm like, no. So we go at Jennifer's house and we go back there, and the smell is there. I just wanted to vomit. And basically I was talking to her dad, and he's like, oh yeah, the gâteau is cooling because you don't eat it like hot. You eat it like, I think you eat it completely cool, because it's like a cake, like a cake made of potatoes and like ham. So it's like, oh yeah, it's cooling outside on the couch. I'm gonna make my video editor put the same exact sound I heard in my head when I saw the gâteau just sitting outside on the balcony on the like moldy, rotten couch. Literally that. So I did not know what to do, because I was also like not really good with boundaries, but like every normal person I think would feel very uncomfortable saying, oh no, I'm not eating, especially after you say it's like the favorite thing ever. So I see him taking the gâteau from the moldy, rusty, rotten couch outside where all the mosquitoes and like flies were. I see him taking it and be like, this is gonna be so good, I cannot wait. And also Jennifer was like, oh my god, I can't wait. And like Angela was like, oh my god, I can't great, like literally. And so he takes the gâteau and he takes it to the kitchen, like the same kitchen that was like smelly and like had never been cleaned. There was a lot of trash everywhere. So I don't know how I didn't get like diseases, but what happened is that I was literally eating like this, not touching the fork. And I do that a lot when I'm not sure if someone cleaned. I did not drink because no way I'm putting my mouth next to like a glass that God knows what has inside. And I ate maybe 2 or 3 bites and I was like, no, yeah, actually, like I'm not eating a lot lately. Like I'm just very full. I was so hungry. So it was a Saturday. Jennifer's dad says, oh, we need to go to this other city. I don't even remember what city. We need to go to this city to go and get Jennifer's brother. We're gonna call him Alex. His name is not Alex. These are just fake names that I'm using. He was like, I think 19 maybe. I remember him a lot older, but that happens a lot. Like when I think of people when I was younger, they look a lot older than I think they are. Like he was probably 18 or 19. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So we went there. Alex was like, he had like a duffel bag. He enters the car and like it was actually like some sort of like minivan. He enters the minivan and he's like, his sister are so happy to see him and he's kind of like giving this vibe of like the popular kid, or at least he's acting like that. And he had this vibe of like, oh yeah, like, oh, how old are you? I'm like 18. I'm like most popular in high school, whatever. Like he's acting like he's like the shit, you know, but he is not. One thing about me is that when I was that age, like I would say from 11 years old, but maybe more, like 12 years old, until I was like 16, 17, I was not taking shit from anyone. I became a lot milder when I was a little older because I started being lonely due to toxic relationship. But when I was that age, I was not taking shit from anyone. Like I would not let a fly pass by me without saying something. So if he wanted to make me feel like inferior, I was going to make him feel inferior. So I started like kind of back talking him, and I was good at back talking when I was a kid. Like I was really good at back talking because I would do that all the time with my mom too. Yeah, and I keep touching my hair because it's just stressing me out that there's like this thing, but I had it up all day, so this guy already did not like me that much because of how I was back talking him. But I sense when someone is kind of insecure and wants to make you feel smaller so that they appear bigger. And that was exactly what I sensed from him and what he was trying to do. So I didn't really care, to be honest. I just was thinking that I could not sleep in that house, and I was just thinking of how hungry I was. At that point, the gardening was gone from my system, but I was still super hungry because I didn't even had a proper lunch because I was in the hospital, so I had maybe like a sandwich there. We got back home and it's like 10 p.m. at this point, and Jennifer's mom is also home and she's just in bed. Like she didn't even say hi, didn't say anything. She was just in bed. I didn't really care. Like honestly, I didn't care. Oh, and I didn't tell you, the bathroom, I saw it after when we got back home from picking up Alex. I entered the bathroom, and mind you, since it's a place in the mountains, the houses tend to have like that roof that's like kind of like this, and the bathroom roof was like this. So basically you had to like pee but like crouch so that you wouldn't hit your head on the ceiling. So basically the whole roof of the bathroom was completely black, obviously, because like when you take showers and stuff, mold is there, so you need to properly take care of your bathroom, but that was just not it. So yeah, the bathroom was also like that. The only clean room in the house was the bedroom, like the bedroom of their parents. That room was perfect. They even had a laundry basket for like dirty clothes. They even had that, which Jennifer, Angela did not have. I didn't know where Alex would sleep. Apparently he would sleep on the couch, but I'm not sure. And when I asked Jennifer, where are we gonna sleep, which I already asked her before, she not picked up. She like literally dragged out a mattress from under her sister's bed, like dragged it with all the dust and stuff. And I was like, oh, so we're sleeping here? And there were no sheets on the mattress. Like the mattress was completely naked, just like Angela's mattress. I was like, okay, so this is it, I guess. We need to go to sleep. Mind you, even the wall behind me was full of mold, so like I didn't want to touch the mold. I didn't want to lay down on the dusty, dirty mattress on the ground, which was never cleaned. Like the floors were not clean at all, obviously, and even the wall behind me was super dirty. So I didn't know what to do. So I was just sitting on the mattress like that, and she was like, let's do some prank calls. Let's call your boyfriend and like prank call him. I'm like, okay. And I was trying to have fun, and I could not even text my ex-boyfriend because like she was looking, like I could not tell him anything. My ex-boyfriend was texting me like, hey, what are you doing, whatever. Like I was like, oh, everything is fine, we're having fun, we're sitting here. I was just very uncomfortable. So their parents were sleeping, and Jennifer's mom was very rude. She was kind of like yelling because Jennifer had to sleep and I had to sleep and Angela had to sleep, and Alex was like, I'm gonna go out, and like sneaking out. And we were like, oh my god, that's like so cool, sneaking out. I just wanted to sneak out really bad. It was like midnight, I think, or maybe 11 p.m. And Alex was like, yeah, I'm gonna meet up with my friends, we're gonna have this and this, like acting like he was the shit as usual. Then I had an idea. Like after about 30 minutes that Alex had gone out, I was like, what if we like follow him and see what he does? Maybe he's with girls, maybe he's doing something. And this was actually just an idea to like escape from that situation. Jennifer was like, oh my god, yes, like let's see where he goes, let's see what he does. And she's like, I already know where he is, like I'm like for sure he's there. We go out and he was not anywhere, like we could not find him. And then we saw him and he was walking alone, and we're like, so where are your friends, like what are you gonna do? We're gonna meet your friends too, we're gonna this and that. He's like, oh yeah, like they're coming like at this place. And we were waiting, and then they never came. Spoiler, they never came. But I ended up having a lot of fun. Like at one point, Jennifer fell asleep on a bench, and we like gathered up like empty beers and we just put them around Jennifer sleeping, and then we took a picture, and there were like dogs around her, so it looked like she was homeless. And we had long conversations. He actually like vented with me about being very lonely, which made sense. Yeah, he was just basically faking to be the shit when he was not. And then the day after, it was Sunday, and we went back home at like 5 a.m. So I didn't sleep there. Good job. But I was very tired, obviously, because I didn't sleep all night. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, honestly, what am I gonna do? I was not gonna sleep there, that's for sure. So I'm like, what could we do? And Jennifer's mom was not there. I don't know where she was. It was Sunday, so she was surely not working. But Jennifer said like that she was probably having an affair. I'm not gonna say anything about that because I don't know, and it's not the point of the story. So it was now like 8 in the morning, and I had the bus at 12 p.m. I had eaten at like 4 a.m. the best sandwich like salami sandwich ever because I was so hungry, and Jennifer's brother bought it for me. I was so kind, and he had it too. And then Jennifer was like, I'm so tired, let's just go back home. And she was like sleeping, I think. I don't remember what she was doing, but I was like, actually, let's clean. And so she got up, and I started cleaning her whole house. Obviously, it was impossible to clean the whole thing, but you have no idea how many chores I did that morning. And eventually I managed to get a bus. I had to do like 5 stops, and I was really hoping for Jennifer to come with me, but she didn't come. And then like months later, I think like 1 month later, she came and slept over at my house. I don't know if she saw the difference in the houses that we had, like, but if she did, I feel really bad because like obviously the situation was not good. Like they were obviously neglected, the house was neglected. I don't know. I hope she moved out. I have no idea where she is now. We stopped talking after a while, maybe after like a year. Like we met, and then I like one thing about her is like she was always looking for people's attention. So like she found a new group, she had an over fixation over someone again, and we never talked again. This story again is not to talk shit, it's just to tell you how traumatic this situation was for me. Well, not traumatic, but it was very uncomfortable for me. And ever since then, I never went to sleep at someone else's house. If you enjoyed the story, trust me, I have a lot more stories to tell. I'm a person that lived like 50,000 lifetimes in one life, and I was never I always trusted people like right away and ended up in a lot of different situations. So if you want to hear more stories from me, just comment this video and let me know what you want to hear more about. Like, just choose a theme. I have a story for it, okay? So see you in my next video. Bye!